Welcome to my side of the internet. My name is Mark Anthony, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 9 keywords you need to include in your vocabulary if you're shopping on a budget but want to look high-end. If you're interested in that kind of thing, make sure you give me a thumbs up right now. Just go ahead and give me a thumbs up right now. Okay, anyway, I don't like to waste time with long intros, so let me get into the keywords. So the first keyword is plissé, which is actually a French word, and I think it means to fold. I'll make sure that I confirm that and put a little note at the bottom. But plissé is basically when fabric is gathered into really small pleats. So let me show you an example of the first time I bought a plissé item, and actually I got it from ASOS. It is this 3-piece suit in man-made fabric, but it actually looks a lot more expensive in person. It looks a lot more expensive to touch, and that is because of the plissé. This is an example of really fine plissé where the pleats are very tiny. You'll find oftentimes, especially with women's clothes, the plissé is a little bit larger or the pleats are a little bit larger. But for a men's suit, if you see plissé, because right now on ASOS I've seen quite a bit, they actually look very, very expensive in person. Those little small ridges really give it a high-end feel. So make sure you're on the lookout for plissé items. Next up should come as no surprise, and that is vintage or reused or recycled or reclaimed. So I feel, and I'm sure y'all feel the same way too, clothes were just made differently back in the day. Even when they were polyester, if you reference the 1970s when they had those leisure suits, that's when polyester really got a bad rep. But I tried on a leisure suit in a thrift store maybe late last year, and just the polyester just hit different. It was just different back then. So if you're shopping online and you see anything that's labeled vintage, go for it, especially if you like the design. Next up is going to be viscose and viscose blend. I think that viscose really makes polyester feel softer to the touch, and it also falls a little bit better, which makes it look high-end. Also, many contemporary brands and high-end brands actually use viscose and viscose blend. I was trying on a shirt at All Saints, and the shirt was like $250, I think. And it was 100% viscose, a man-made fabric. And so there is I just want to say a quick shout out to a brand. If you're in a Marshalls or TJ Maxx or a Ross, there's a brand called Denim and Flower. If I messed it up, I'll make sure that I put a little note at the bottom. The shirts really look like All Saint shirts, and they are also 100% viscose, and they are less than $15. So if you're looking for short sleeves summer shirts, I'll make sure that I put that brand name at the bottom. But anyway, back to the keyword that you need to look for, and that is viscose. Next up is going to be linen and linen blend. So of course, linen is a luxury fabric in my opinion. And linen is a raw material. It can sometimes be very rough. I will say I do prefer it more when it's blended with cotton, much like this shirt that I'm wearing right now. I wore a full linen shirt very recently, like thick linen, like raw linen, like not blended with anything. And let's just say my chesticles, because I don't think you could say the N-word that refers to your chest on YouTube. I don't think that you can, but they were raw by the time I got home. So I think if I'm gonna wear raw linen again, I'm gonna wear something under it, or I gotta invest in some pasties. But anyway, back to the keyword. Of course, look out for linen and linen blend. It's very durable, and it also gives this interesting texture to your shirts, your pants, your items. Linen and linen blend is another keyword you should look out for when you're shopping online. Again, my preference is a linen cotton blend. And even though it's perceived as a luxury fabric, oftentimes linen items are not that expensive. The next keyword is going to be technical. Now, usually we associate technical with performance wear, gym wear, athletic wear, things like that. But a lot of high-end designers actually use technical fabric. Now, if you go to Google right now and search technical and Prada, you will get 45 million results. So Prada is a great example of a high-end brand that uses a lot of technical fabrics like nylon in their items. Not only does technical fabrics look cool, but they're made to sustain. So be on the lookout for the keyword technical when you're shopping online too, if you're trying to go for a little bit more of a high-end feel. Now, if you're not new here, the next one should come as no surprise because it's one of my favorites, and that is double-breasted, particularly when it comes to blazers and coats. It is very waist slimming in my opinion. I think a lot of people would say that a single-breasted jacket would be a little bit more slimming. I think double-breasted jackets are, especially especially when they're worn open. And the reason I prefer double-breasted jackets, particularly when it comes to suits over single-breasted jackets, is because, see, with a single-breasted suit, it's all one look, right? That's the point of it. When you're wearing a suit, it's a unit. But when you're wearing a double-breasted suit, it's a look. A double-breasted suit will usually have 4 to 6 buttons going down the front. However, I have seen some that have said they're double-breasted but have a single button, but they have that double-breasted feel. I've also seen double-breasted jackets with 2 buttons. Anyway, you get the point. And usually they cost a little bit more because it takes more material to make them. It's more hardware with the buttons to make them. So if you want to go for a high-end feel when it comes to your jackets and coats, I would say opt for double-breasted. Next really isn't so much a keyword. Well, yeah, I guess I would consider it a collection of keywords, and that would be tapered, crop, skinny fit, slim fit. The reason I wanted to point those out is because I want you to get a strong grip and understanding which one of those fits best on you, particularly when it comes to pants, right? So like, for me, because I'm short and stocky, at least I consider myself short and stocky, crop pants don't really look that good on me, so I usually don't get them. Skinny pants don't really look that good on me either. I usually feel stuffed in them, even if they fit perfectly. So if I get a skinny pant or like a design of a skinny fit look, I will usually size up. With crop, I will usually size up when it comes to the length. So figure out which pant style fits best with your body type, because a lot of times it can make or break your complete look. This one right here is really more of a bonus and reminder. When you're shopping online, make sure you still type in those keywords like wool, cashmere, silk, cotton, linen, because you may be surprised what you come across at some of these fast fashion or contemporary brand or lower end brand sites, right? Like I've typed in silk at Zara and actually was able to successfully get a mulberry silk shirt for $50. This was like a year or 2 ago. I didn't even know Zara actually sold silk shirts that weren't, or satin or, polyester. So sometimes you may be surprised. So still type in those quality fabrics when you're shopping online at the sites that you're used to, because you may come across a surprise item. And that's it. That wraps up my 9 keywords to look out for when you're shopping on a budget but want to look high end. If you enjoyed this video, I know it's probably super quick. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you feel inclined, and I will catch you on the next one.